Well, hello and happy Monday to everybody. I am John McLean, National Training Manager for Armscor and Rock Island Armory, and on this episode of Armscor University, we're going over the Revolver series that we have to offer between Rock Island Armory and RIA Imports. So those are going to be firearms that are not manufactured and produced by us in the Philippines. Rather, we have worked to become exclusive distributors or importers with other companies. And the plus side to that is much like with our VR80 line of shotguns, is because we have that kind of relationship, we also get a little bit of a say in things that need to be addressed, changed, quality, reliability, all that kind of stuff. So, really, what you end up getting is a very, very solid product for an amazing competitive price. And because it's got our name attached to it, means that it is covered by our limited lifetime warranty. Please remember, when it comes to our warranty, that does not follow just the first owner, rather the life of the firearm. So as long as no one does anything to the firearm on their own, as far as like Dremels or files or anything like that, it's going to be covered. So it doesn't matter if the person that bought it sells it to person A and person A sells it to person B and this person B gifts it to person C and then it breaks. It's still going to be covered, even if it's a Rock Island Armory Imports firearm. So, with that, also make sure that you check the emails that I've been showing. You can see the promotions page. We've got a lot of awesome promotions going on right now for everything from VRF, VRPFs, the VR70 is a brand new shotgun we just released. It's between the VR60 and the VR80. So you get some of the cool perks with the VR80, but more of the cost effectiveness of the VR60, and you just mash them together and you get the VR70. And then of course you've also got access to the dealer. Sorry, it's early. Well, it's not even early. I'm just Anyway, you guys don't need to hear about my dieting thing. So, the pages, oh my gosh. Yes, dealer stocking rebate. There we go. That was the word I was looking for. The dealer stocking rebate programs. Okay, very simple program and a great way if you already buy and sell Rock Island Armory products. Then it's a great thing to take advantage of so that you can get a couple extra firearms for free as well as some other perks. And with that being said, or kind of said, I eventually said it, let's get to the world that revolves around revolvers. Starting with one of our go-to flagship models. This is the M200. So anyone that has or knows anything about our company knows that this firearm has been in production and sale for quite a long time. And when you see the price tag on it, you typically are not too afraid of purchasing it or trying to sell it to a customer, especially if budget is a big deal. This one is chambered in 38 special and will come with the polymer checkered grip so you can get a good solid grip on the gun without it slipping or anything like that too much. Trigger pull is anywhere from 5 to 7 pounds, I believe. I know here it says it in kilograms, but don't get it. Got a fixed front sight and then a square notched rear sight. So the rear sight is actually milled into the back end of that frame there. And of course you've got the capacity of 6 rounds. So this one comes with the hammer. That's just the way it is. It's double action, single action type revolver. However, the M206, just to note that when you get the price list and you go over to the master sheet info, you will see that we have, I want to say, 5 other versions of the M206 revolver, and that's going to include spurless and hammerless versions of this revolver, along with some different color. I think there's like a matte nickel finish as well, and then of course price variation a little bit because of that. But basically, this was another firearm that is another very, very popular and easy to move option for those that are looking to get a a decent backup piece, a decent gun to keep in their tackle box or their glove compartment or anything like that. Like it's there. There's not a lot of cost up front required in order to get access to this firearm. Again, 38 special, so it's got an excellent round for self-defense purposes, and you can also even take this thing to the range and shoot it for a couple hours and not be so fatigued from the recoil management or anything like that you don't enjoy firing the firearm. Like, it's a very solid revolver to shoot for a backup piece. And I'm not a huge fan of snub nose type. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of snub nose type revolvers or any really sub nose type firearm. Like, the super compact sizes tend to, there's just not a lot of weight to them. There's not a lot of mass, and then when you shoot a full size round through it, it recoils a lot. Typically, they're very, very skinny, so they're just hard on the hands. M206 is another great, fantastic firearm that doesn't fatigue and wear your shooter out over a short duration of time. You can shoot that gun quite a bit before you start to feel fatigued or anything like that. So, also California compliant, which, we'll see. Maybe there's not going to be such thing as California compliant anymore. That would be amazing. All right, so from there, what we jump to is this is going to be a part of the Rock Island Armory import series from here on out. So this one is the AL 3.0. So these firearms are 357 Magnum, which means they can also fit 38 Special. They are 6-round mag capacity with a 4 to 6.5 pound trigger pull weight, so double action, single action. Snub nose version. We have two models of it. One, which is this one, was going to have the blued finish, and then we have the 3.1, which is the exact same revolver. However, it's going to have a stainless steel finish to it. So whether or not someone would like to have more, using air quotes here, tactical color scheme with going with the black side or black style of the firearm, then they would go with the 3.0. If they want the more flashier version, the one that I personally always kind of like as far as like photos and stuff like that goes, then the 3.1 revolver, everything, got to do everything for the gram, right? Beautiful firearms, absolutely beautiful. These are coming out of the Czech Republic, and I can say that the attention to detail when it comes to these firearms and the quality of them is phenomenal. Like the lockup of the barrel to the frame, or the cylinder to the frame, is just actually very, very surprising considering the cost. Let's say that. Beautiful firearm to shoot. Feels great, nice amount of weight. You get a rubber grip as well, so a little bit softer of texture versus the hard plastic that some revolvers will have. And just absolutely a fantastic shooting firearm, especially when you get those calendars like the 357. It's kind of nice to have that little extra comfort with the rubber grip. Now from there we have the AL 9.0 revolver. Now, this revolver, unlike all the other ones, is a little bit different in one aspect. This specific revolver, the AL 9.0, will require the use of moon clips for your ammunition. So make sure your customers are aware that if they are buying this firearm, this isn't like your typical revolver where you can just drop 9mm rounds into the cylinder and call it good. You are going to have to use a moon clip for this particular firearm. However, same company makes it, so you get that same fit, finish, quality that we talked about for the last two firearms. The only few differences here is that your barrel length is going to be a little bit longer. We're on the 3-inch instead of the 2-inch. 4 instead of 3-inch. There we go. Your capacity is still 6. Trigger pull is still anywhere from 4 to 6 pounds. You get the blued finish. We do not make this one in the stainless steel finish. The only other difference that you'll notice between the snub nose versions and this one is that you will also get an adjustable rear sight. Typically with this kind of firearm, one, it's kind of meant for plinking, and then two, if you chose to, you could also use it in a competition type setting. So hence the use of moon clips and the adjustable rear sight, so you can really kind of adjust the zero as you see fit, whether or not you shoot factory loads or hand loaded ammunition. But still, a fantastic option for those that want to shoot 9mm. They don't, not a huge fan of 357 or 38 special. They can shoot the AL 9.0. And like I said, it's a fantastic firearm. The fit and finish is just really, really stellar compared to the price that you're going to have to pay for it. Now, let's say the secret word for this week's episode is going to be carousel. Rimfire is always a great option to help train people. It's a great option for plinking and having fun on the range with your family members. It's a great way to get people into the sport of shooting because there's not a super loud percussion. There's no loud drums when you go to the range. There's no loud concussive blast that they have to deal with. Typically, you get fine with just one set of ear pro. You don't have to put on double plug or anything like that. Like when you're shooting an AR-15 that's got muzzle blast, some sort of muzzle brake on the end or anything like that. And so we've got the AL-22 and the AL-22, this would be AL-22B, as in blued. So we have the stainless steel version and then a blued version. Both mirror images of the firearm. These are going to be chambered in 22 long rifle. Same thing about everything with the other firearms we talked about. So you get an adjustable rear sight. 22 loads can vary depending on whether or not you're shooting subsonics or supersonics or whatever. 9-round capacity. So you can get a little bit more pew-pew time and not as much reload time as necessary. You still get the 4 to 6 pound trigger pull, double action, single action. And then, of course, you can choose between having to shoot or wanting to shoot the stainless steel version versus the blue. So it just kind of depends on the look. Now, this picture doesn't necessarily do the bluing job justice. It is that nice, beautiful, deep, blued finish that you would expect to see on most revolvers. So here in this picture, obviously, because we have to shoot it in a, some sort of a lighted setting with flashes and all kinds of stuff, it makes it look like it's a little bit more light grayish than it actually is. It is a very deep, beautiful blued color. So that is the AL-22 and then the AL-22B. So B stands for blued. Those are going to be those two models. And again, those are 22 long rifle. Now we step to the AL-22M and then the AL-22MB, which are 22 magnums. So here you get to shoot that absolutely fantastic round, the 22 mag, which I think has been making a very, very big is it a comeback, or I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot more manufacturers that are making firearms that will accept this caliber in this round. Very, very fun round to shoot, and it's kind of like that next step up before you get to 22 TCM. You can shoot a 22 Magnum. A little bit more bang, a little bit louder, right? Definitely some more velocity out of this bullet, but this thing is a lot of fun to shoot. Great for, again, going out to the range, teaching someone how to shoot, proper mechanics and firearm safety. Beautiful gun to shoot. Again, I'm telling you, if you get a chance to get your hands on one of these, just to feel what the cylinder lockup and everything feels like, I think you'll be very impressed. Still adjustable rear sight, your fixed front sight. This one has the capacity of 8 rounds instead of 9. And again, AL-22M, 22 Magnum, and then AL-22M standard blue or AL-22MB for the blue model. So you have those two options as well that you can play with. And just a fantastic firearm. Great. I think it's great for, like I said, target shooting, plinking shooting. Self-defense probably wouldn't even be a bad option. It's all about where you hit your target instead of how many times you hit it. And then the other thing is, if you got little varmint issues, or you like to go out and shoot some small game for hunting purposes, and helping to fill the freezer and with different types of wild game meat, another fantastic firearm for you to be able to take out and give it a go with. So With that being said, that is where the revolver lineup ends for us right now. We obviously are always looking to improve and grow our line of products and our footprint in the marketplace here at Rock Island Armory, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, like I said, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, please, you can feel free to email me anytime at johnmclean@armscor.com. You can also leave comments if you decide to watch the YouTube clip that I send out at the end of the day of this actual meeting. And you have questions, you can also leave comments on those clips, and I'll be able to, or someone, whether or not it's me or someone from the company, but we can get you an answer. Also, any tips, tricks, concerns, anything you think that can make these broadcasts better, I absolutely want to accomplish, because again, this is a relationship between us and our company to you. We want to help build more communication, a better line of communication, and make sure that we are always keeping one another informed as to the pulse of the firearms industry. So with that being said, I am John McLean. This was Armscor University. I thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next episode.